I look for personalities that are not polarizing. I don't. We don't really. We're not a brand who's going and looking for like the most rambunctious person in the world. You know, uh, we like the anglers who are respected amongst their peers and fish in a way that is not polarizing as well. Like I'm really diligent in making sure that like the guys on our bass team don't have any like weird sort of things floating around in the industry about them. Potentially like there's a lot of the fishing industry is unfortunately a giant rumor mill, and and I try and pick anglers who I don't hear about in that rumor mill a lot, right? And and guys who understand that they just need to that the industry is a grind and are willing to do what needs to happen for the brands that are supporting them. We're also like I would say we tend to be more of like a tertiary sponsor for a lot of guys, right? So we're not like full wraps on most of our dudes' boats and trucks. We're not like so the requirements that we ask of our anglers are different than a lot of other brands. Um, but yeah, I mean it's a case by case basis, man, and you'd be amazed at the oh my god, you'd be amazed at the emails I get from people. I get emails from Elite Series anglers who literally will say like, "Hey man, I got a top 10 and I bought this sim suit and I covered up all my sponsors with the sim suit. You guys should sponsor me. Thanks." And that's their sponsorship pitch, And you're like, you send it to customer service. You didn't do any due diligence to find out, like, I don't know, approach one of the other Sims guys to find out who they deal with at the company. Like, if you're going to write an email and you have one chance at that being the first impression and it's riddled with typos, there's like no real context to the email, like, dude, I'm not ever gonna respond to that. Like I get so many requests from so many different places that you don't even know how much a thank you goes how far a thank you goes in the fishing industry. I send stuff to people and never. I'll send $1,000 worth of gear to someone and never hear whether or not they received it or not. That and honestly, if that's the case, like probably the last time I'm ever going to send them anything, right? Those common courtesies that my mom and dad beat into me as a good Southern boy, like they're a dime a dozen
I
in the
don't know if you
fishing
were that good of
industry.
a boy, but I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I mean it's just the like, hey, yeah, I did receive all the stuff that I asked you for, because a lot of guys like myself were on a tight budget, and I never expected to ever get anything for free in the fishing industry, like because I never felt as though I had put in the time to deserve it, and it just seems like the perception is that if you fish or you have a YouTube channel or you're on the FLW tour, that means you should be getting your stuff for free. And there's a lot of guys like Josh Douglas, who fishes the pro circuit of Minnesota boy. You know, he put in a lot of time and energy into the Sims brand before he had a contract, right? Like he wore the stuff, he helped out with photo shoots, he became part of the product testing team, but we didn't ever write him a check. We do now, right? And so I think that I think showing some commitment to the brand is helpful.